This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time. Content presented in the following podcast is for information purposes only. Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and guest and may not represent the views and opinions of the Whole Care Network. Always consult with your physician for any medical advice, and always consult with your attorney for any legal advice. And thank you for listening to the Whole Care Network.
This is Sarah, and I just want to take a moment to speak to you about this week's sponsor, Favor. Favor, Inc. is a statewide family-led nonprofit 501c3 organization that is committed to empowering families as advocates and partners in improving educational and health outcomes for our children. Favor is the Connecticut state organization of the Federation of Families for Children's Mental Health. Favor offers a single place for families with children who have medical, mental, emotional, and behavioral health challenges to find information, assistance, and training. To find out more about Favor, please go to favor-ct.org. We are grateful for our opportunity to work with Favor as a sponsor, and now on to the rest of the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Caregiver Chronicles. My name is Sarah, and today I am here with my husband, Jeremy.
Hello.
And we are here for this week, or this month. What month is it? July family update. I should know that, shouldn't I?
Yes, you should.
So anyway, we want to kind of pick up a little bit, I guess, where last month's family update left off, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And we're going to pick up with Joey. Joey, if you listen to last month's family update, you know Joey had a pretty serious seizure. I want to say that he has been seizure-free since that one seizure. So he's only had the one seizure. And he is now on a new med. He was having, we talked about a little bit about how he was having some side effects, how the medication that he was on, the Keppra, was making him really hyper. So they just recently started a new medication for him, right?
Yes, they moved him off the Keppra, put him on Trileptal.
Yes, which, it's new for him. He's not having the, like the irritability, the agitation, and just like that extreme hyperness and that constant sensory seeking, just that constant sensory seeking motions with that. He's a lot calmer on this med. He's not calm where he's zoned out. He's baseline calm.
Yes, he's back to what he was before the seizure, so
yes.
That's the best news possible.
Yes, exactly, because we weren't even sure if the seizure was causing some of the extra, stimming and extra just agitation and extra just off the wallness with Joey. So he's only flipping my chair in the living room over once a day instead of 6 times a day now. So, which is pretty good. So that's, really one big thing. The other thing, the pharmacy, we've had a little bit of issues with this med because it's a new med. For some reason, our pharmacy will only cover the brand name, which usually it's the opposite. Usually they'll only cover the generics. However, for whatever reason with this medication, they're only covering the brand name. Even getting the generic of this med was kind of tough. We had to travel, I think, 35, 40 minutes one day I had to travel to get the med for him, and we can only get a 25-day supply. Finally, the CVS near us had it in stock. So that was a little bit of a, I don't know what the word is. What's the word I'm looking for?
Hassle.
It was definitely a hassle. It was frustrating. It's really frustrating when you're calling stores in your state and, you have to drive well over 40 minutes and you pass 12 CVSs on the way or 12 pharmacies on the way to find, your kid's meds. Granted, it's just the way it is, and it's caregiver life. How often do other caregivers come across this issue where, the pharmacy doesn't have this new med or you have to find it at a different place? It's not the first time, unfortunately, that this has happened to us. And we live in an area where, we have stores and things like that. We don't live in like a super rural area or anything like that, where it's called the quiet corner, but our town is more of a town, not so much a country.
Yeah, we got, was it 2 CVS's? One of them located inside the Target. We also have a Walgreens. We have a town pharmacy. Next town over has a Rite Aid. There's another CVS nearby. There's plenty of pharmacies a lot closer to us than where we had to go to get the meds. I mean, twice for an emergency supply of meds, because beforehand, the first time it was prescribed on a Friday Friday morning. We're fighting with them because it's Friday afternoon, and the pharmacists are not thrilled with some of that stuff. So on a Saturday morning, I had to drive down probably a good, not as far as Sarah did, but only about 2-3 towns closer than that to actually get a 14-day supply before we got the 25-day supply. So this med has been a hassle. Thankfully, our local pharmacy was able to get it finally, and now we have enough to last us a while.
Yes, thank God for that. Like I said, it was an issue, and I know that this is an issue that other caregivers face, not just us, especially when you live more in a not so much urban area. I think, I guess even small towns sometimes come across issues, or towns or suburbs even come across issues with stuff like this. Again, not the first time it's happened to us, and unfortunately, it might not be the last. I hope it is, but you never know. So the other thing going on with Joey is he is in extended school year right now. Yay!
Sarah has never been so happy because she gets a roughly 5-hour break when you consider, he gets picked up about 8:15. He gets home about 1. So, yeah, almost 5 hours.
Yes, I do get a break 4 days a week. It's definitely not enough because I have Remy home, and, it's just like, you're trying to get, you got to eat breakfast, you got to get Remy's butt in gear to get anything done outside the house, to get Remy out of the house in the morning. Right now, he's 11. He wants to sleep till noon. That's kind of like his thing right now. But getting his butt in gear is a little bit of a hassle in the mornings right now, especially because it's summer and he wants to sleep. But Joey is doing great in extended school year. He loves it. He's very happy. It's been hot the past few days, but he's enjoyed it. Remy was really, really happy too to get like a little bit of time for himself. We have been making time for just me and Remy in the morning to go wherever, do whatever. It's usually not anything fancy, and it might even be something as simple as running an errand together or something like that. But we do. Remy has been having a pretty decent summer. He joined a chess club.
Yes, the boy loves chess, and so he was excited. The morning of the chess club, he came out because we were discussing about what to do that day, and he's like, "No, I have chess club tonight." And he had the little flyer, and he was pointing it out to Sarah to make sure she knew that he had to be at the library at a certain time for chess club.
Oh yeah, and I took him, and it actually went really well. It was in the afternoon, or in the late afternoon, early evening, and there was one other little boy that showed for a chess club, and there was a question on whether or not there would be chess club that day, because some of the programs were closed at the library that day because one of the children's librarians was out. But fortunately, there was another boy signed up, they told us. So they were like, there is one other boy that signed up. We're not sure that he's going to show up. And I was a little afraid that maybe no one else was going to show up, but I also wanted to make sure that that other kid wasn't there with no other kid there. So I was like, well, we're going to go anyway. So we went, and, Remy played chess with this other little boy, and they had a great time. And he matched well with him, too. I think the boy was right at Remy's age. They played really well. The father was watching, and Remy was telling him a few things about chess moves that the father didn't know. And then there was some chess books on the table, so the father was looking it up. And, it was really cool. It was really fun to watch them. And then there was one point the boys got kind of bored of playing each other, so the dad had to play both the kids, which was really cute. Joey and I were, like, back and forth from the area where they were playing chess to the children's play area. Joey just loves the library. He really, really loves it. He's not the most, like, he's not always quiet. He's very active and playful and jumpy, but he still loves the library. He loves puzzles. He just loves it there. He loves the toys there. He's happy there. And the librarians know him, and they're very kind to him and very understanding that, hey, we're not going to get this kid to be quiet, but, you know, we can get him happy. And that's what it is. So that's one thing that we do. The other thing that Remy's been doing great with is his summer reading.
Oh, yes. The boy loves to read. He's reading Harry Potter. I saw him on the 7th book now, which when he started, because our state has a governor's reading program, I think he was on the 4th book when we started, so he's already on the 7th one now.
He was reading The Cursed Child. I don't know.
That's not one of the ones in the main line. That's a thing out of it. But I saw him reading Goblet of Fire not long after that. So unless he just skipped straight to Deathly Hallows, he's read 4 long Harry Potter books already then.
Yeah, he's been reading like crazy. He's also been reading like adult books on college football and things like that, and NASCAR. We have this little bookstore in our town. It's like a used bookstore. It's really cute. You can get a cup of coffee and, you know, a cookie and buy some books. And it's called Pourings and Passages. It's this really cute used bookstore. It's huge for a used bookstore.
Yes, it's located in what was a kind of a
bridal store.
Yeah, bridal store. Previous bridal store. It's where Sarah got, where we had our groomsmen rent their tuxes from when it was that. But now it's a big bookstore, used bookstore, and you know, it's kind of similar to a library because you can go in and read for a little bit if they understand if you can't pay, and you can. They actually have places set up for you to read, and you know, there's free water, and then there's snacks you can pay for as well. So.
Yeah, and mind you, like the most expensive book we've seen there was like $8.
Yeah.
So it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's not, and that was for like a huge hardcover book. Most of the books there are anywhere, you know, most of the books there are like $1 or under.
Yeah, they're
$2, you know.
Yeah, it's a very reasonable store.
Absolutely. And it's just a really nice store. So we go in there with the boys about once a week. That's something I do with them while Jeremy's at work. And they love it. They love going in there. So that's just one of our things that we've been doing. Jeremy, you want to tell them what you've been up to?
Since our last family update, I have been working a lot. President Biden was just in our town, not in our town, but in our region yesterday. He flew into the local airport and went to one of the local towns here in New England. So I had a busy day covering that. And then, of course, as we're recording this, he also tested positive for COVID, which means we had a busy day covering that and how it affects other local politicians. So we have just been slammed with news story after news story after news story. So, you know, I'm putting together a lot of work. We've had some busy days, but, you know, here we are.
Yes, and we wish President Biden well because we don't want anyone ever to be sick.
Yes, absolutely. We wished President Trump well when he had COVID. We offer the same extension to President Biden. We have both battled COVID. We both got, Sarah got very sick and was bedridden for 21 days. I was not nearly as sick as she was, but, you know, after I would have a coughing fit, I would be winded the rest of the day. So, you know, even if it's not deadly, it's still not pleasant.
Exactly. And Jeremy, you know, you've battled long COVID. Do you want to give our friends an update on that?
My cough is mostly gone, but anytime I have a coughing fit, it goes so long I feel like I'm going to vomit. And there have been times I've vomited up mucus from coughing so much. It still happens every so often, but it's not an everyday thing anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, he's still coughing a lot, and he's still battling with it. They're still coughing at night and things like that. That's just what I'm noticing as, you know, his wife. But, you know, we've been keeping an eye on it and an eye on him and trying to be healthy and do our best. The other thing is we are actually recording from a new place.
Yes. Sarah and some friends of hers came down into our finished area of our basement and did a lot of cleaning up. We had a lot of leftover stuff from kids' toys that they didn't play with anymore, books, and it was all kind of scattered about.
It looked like an episode of Hoarders.
Maybe
it really did.
It looked bad. I've seen Hoarders. I don't know if it looked that bad, but
it was close.
It was bad. But while I was at work, they got in here. They cleaned up some stuff. We got some stuff that we took to the Salvation Army. We have some more stuff that we have to take to our local dump. But now our one side of the smaller side of our basement is clear. We have a desk set up. We have an old TV stand that we've kind of converted into
a
shelf and stand-up desk. Yeah, and we have a couple of chairs for a more casual setting. So we actually have an office in our basement on one side, and on the other side we have some stuff. We're setting up a kind of a play area for the boys. We already had down here we already had a bounce house that we keep so they can bounce in the winter, that we take outside during the summer. And we also had Remy got a toy pinball machine, little cheap pinball machine that he loves. We got set up down here as well. So, we're getting a little bit space set up for the boys.
Yes, we are. We're getting a play area set up for them, but I wanted to make sure that, because Jeremy's been getting or doing some more writing, and he's been looking for some more like freelance opportunities and stuff like that. So, while he's looking at this stuff, I'm like, let's make an office in the basement. I need it because I've been working from home. He needs the space, so we kind of created I had a vision of how I wanted it to be, and I was telling him about it, and he was just like, yep, okay. And then I think when he came home and he saw what the space looked like, and then when we started putting it together and putting the rest of the furniture in place, I think it looked cool. Also, super shout out to me. We even have a fireplace in the office.
Okay. We have an old electric fireplace that we bought.
We didn't buy it. My mom bought it for us.
We have an old electric place that Sarah's mother bought for us as a housewarming gift for our first apartment that we used because we had it was an old 1800s duplex that had baseboard heating.
It was literally a housewarming gift.
Yes, it was literally a housewarming because we had baseboard heating with only one vent in some rooms. So we would use that to stay warm during the winter in our room. Like when we moved in, we didn't realize how cold the upstairs got. So after she gave birth to Remy, even when it was beyond the point where he should have been sleeping in the room with us because winters got so cold up there, we had him sleeping in a playpen. When he was like a year
in the room with us in
the room with us with the fireplace when he was like a year old.
It's like a space heater, like an electric fireplace space heater. And then we also got while we were dropping stuff off at the Salvation Army, we decided to take a walk through, see if they had a fan down there because it gets a little hot in the basement. There's no air conditioning. So we found this cute little, it's like a Febreze air purifier tower, and I was so excited to find it, and it was only $7.
Which is impressive because when we looked it up on Walmart.com, it's $85 there.
Yeah, and it works perfectly. So we got it down here, right next to the desk that was my desk when I was a teenager that we've had in my living room for years. Just up there, we used to have our computer on it. We use laptops now. We don't use the desktop anymore. It's obsolete. That desktop is obsolete. Found a chair for free on Facebook Marketplace. Found the old TV stand from my parents' house, and then we got these chairs from a neighbor at a yard sale a few years ago. So pretty much every single thing in our basement office is used or gifted to us. I don't think that really. There's like an Echo Dot down here, but there's I don't think that there's many things down here that we purchased ourselves, especially as far as like furniture and like big items and stuff. Like most of the things here are all reloved.
Yeah, I would say, what have we purchased that was new? The Echo Dot, the 3-hole punch.
Oh yeah, we got a new free in the Roomba. That's pretty much it. Everything else down here has been repurposed or was someone else's or gifted to us. I just want to like make a point of this because I don't know. I feel like it's important because caregivers, a lot of times there's a financial struggle with caregivers that people don't always realize. You have to give up your career. You're paying lots of money for therapies and medications and doctor's appointments. You're missing work for doctor's appointments. There's all of these financial struggles that caregivers have that people who don't have the luxury or who just aren't caregivers don't have to worry about. When you're a family with 2 kids with special needs and you're on one income right now, which pretty much that's what we are, you have to make do with what you've got and what's available and what resources you have, and you have to get resourceful. You have to think outside of the box. You can't expect to put together the perfect space with all new everything. It's not going to happen for us. We know that. It's just not going to happen. But the way we were able to arrange what we had and make it fit in this space and take a space that we had that we weren't using, that was just a storage space, and turn it into an office space and get creative on how we did it, it really inspired me, and it really made me feel like, even though we don't have everything, we have a lot. We're very lucky. We're very fortunate. We do have what we need. Sometimes we just have to dig a little harder for it or get a little creative about how and why we use things the way we do. And we are very fortunate. And actually, one of my favorite thing in this office is your loop review.
Yes, a few years ago, Sarah got the review I wrote of the Spark short loop that's available on Disney+. I wrote it from the perspective of an autism parent. It was the very first review I wrote for the whatsondisneyplus.com. She had it made up and framed, and we had it hanging up behind us because we used to record down here before.
Racing with Remy.
Yeah, we used to record Racing with Remy down here, and, it was up behind us then, but she's now moved it over to the other side of the thing. It's going to be right behind the desk, so it's like right over my shoulder as I'm working on whether I'm editing Caregiver Chronicles or if I'm writing a review or possibly editing or writing something else. So who knows what may happen in the future. I've, put some feelers out there because I really enjoy working behind the scenes on podcasts. Editing Caregiver Chronicles. I edited, Racing with Remy when he did that. We had, music and movie review podcasts previously that I edited. I really enjoy that. So I'm looking forward to doing more down here with that, or possibly even writing about other things, even whether it's Disney related or not.
Exactly. And even coming down here and just like today I needed to book guests and stuff like that. Speaking of that, we've been starting booking guests for fall. But we'll talk more about that later. But I had a space to come down and just work without kids tugging on me every 5 minutes. Cause when I come down here, like Joey will go on the other side and start playing with toys, and Remy will kind of be upstairs, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not sitting at a table where I have a child tugging on me every 5 minutes. So I can get a couple things done in this space, which is great. So I'm just very grateful for my friend Sarah and her boyfriend Josh for coming out and giving us a hand with this, because I could not have done the organizing and the cleaning task myself with the kids home. Having that extra set of hands they got so much done. They helped me so much. So I'm very grateful for that. It's amazing what you can do with friends and some luck and just what you have on hand.
Yeah, you just gotta, sometimes you gotta think outside the box, and sometimes you don't even have to think outside the box. You just have to look around and see what you have and just use it appropriately sometimes.
Yes. And the other thing I want to talk about is we did a family trip to Mystic Seaport.
Yes, we went to the Seaport Museum, and saw a bunch of things there, and then we went to eat at Mystic Pizza.
We did, and it was really good. And we got to see the bridge go up and down. If you've ever been to Mystic, you know what I'm talking about. But it was really nice. It was a nice day. They have in the state of Connecticut where we live, they have every child in a museum for free. So all the museums in Connecticut right now, your kids can get into, if you live in Connecticut, your kids can get into a museum for free. And then one adult can get in free. You might have to pay for the other one. So it cost us $24 for a family of 4 to get in for the day. And it was well worth, the visit for that, because it would have been $24 a person otherwise, so you're talking $24 for 4 people versus $100 for 4 people. It changes the thing. And again, if you're a family caregiver, you have a special needs child, you're just struggling right now because a lot of people are getting a discount. Only having to pay for one parent to enter a museum can be the difference between going and not going for a lot of families. So we had a blast there. Me and Remy had so much fun walking around, and Joey loved it. You liked it too, huh?
Yeah, it was fun seeing the old boats.
I love the old buildings.
And then the old buildings. There are old boats. We got to go on a couple of the boats. We got to go see an observatory. So there was a lot of cool stuff there, and it was a very fun experience.
And educational for Remy. I don't know what educational aspect Joey got out of it other than just being out in the world, which sometimes that's just education enough. But I know Remy got the learning. He got to make a foghorn go, and we got to pull up the sails. And yeah, it was just a great day. It was so good for us to get out, and it was a little bit hazy, but it wasn't bad. There was no rain or anything like that. The sun kind of started to come out. So it was a good day. It was really good. We love doing day trips like that.
Yes, they're a lot of fun. They can be educational. And right now they don't cost a whole lot of money because of the program that the state has.
Absolutely. And when this episode airs, it's going to be my birthday. But I don't think we're really doing anything special for my birthday. We're just going down to the beach for the day, which, hey, that's my favorite place to be. So no complaints on that. And then the other thing I've been doing, other than planning day trips and organizing a basement and taking care of my kids and booking guests for Caregiver Chronicles and working on getting speaking opportunities for me, other than all of that, I've been spending some time on LinkedIn. I'm actually starting to spend more time on LinkedIn than I am other social media platforms. Which
is a good thing, because you can get guests for this. You can get booked on speaking engagements. Maybe some other advocacy work could be available. That LinkedIn's great for that.
I did a lot of guests and speaking engagements through Instagram and Facebook, though.
That you did.
So that was going well before. But it's just another platform. It's just another social media platform that we're on. So if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, Sarah Stelmack Brown, feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. And also, I encourage you to follow my husband, Jeremy Brown. He's the guy with the Emmy in this picture. I encourage you to follow him on LinkedIn. He does, do you post your Disney battles on LinkedIn?
I do not post the
battles?
No.
But he does on his Instagram.
Yes.
What's your personal Instagram handle?
Jeremy_A Brown.
It's Jeremy_A Brown is his Instagram handle. And he posts, and you post on Twitter too, right?
Yes, on my Facebook, my Twitter, which is at JeremyBrown1985, and my Instagram, which is at Jeremy_A Brown. Every day I post battles just comparing Disney movies and which ones people prefer more. I do not post those on LinkedIn. I do post my articles that I've written to What's on Disney Plus, and I started posting Caregiver Chronicles episodes onto my LinkedIn. So you can follow us there as well to find those.
Yes. But I just wanted to share that because the Disney battles have been something that people have reached out to me and said, they like them. They're enjoying the Disney battles. And it's something that he was going to stop and then continued and is now doing a Pixar edition.
Yes.
So.
Yes, we just started the second round as of the day we're recording this. After that, I don't even know what I'm going to do next. So many options.
Yeah. And the thing with these is you don't have to vote on them every day. If you miss a day of voting, it doesn't matter. You can still vote the next day. And the one that doesn't win doesn't make it to the next round, pretty much. But yeah, if you follow him, you can join in the fun with that. It's just something positive to get people just to get people talking and in a positive discussion. And just, I don't know, everybody likes Disney and Pixar, you know. It's just everybody likes that, and it's just something fun and lighthearted. And most LinkedIn is pretty serious, but not like negative. It's not like you don't, or at least I don't see people like bashing each other or bashing political figures and things like that on LinkedIn. There's less political opinions and stuff. So I have been more gravitated towards LinkedIn because I am just like I don't care what people's opinions are. I have mine, and your meme is not going to change my opinion on something. And that's just who I am, you know? So I've kind of been spending a little more time on LinkedIn, mostly for that purpose, just because I enjoy it. But I did come across a really interesting article, and Jeremy and I actually sent it to Jeremy. I actually put it on Facebook. Did I even send it to you, or did I just put it on Facebook? You
just put it on Facebook, and I started commenting on it.
Yeah, and we wanted to talk about it because it's an article from Disability Scoop, and we decided it was just going to be a good topic for Caregiver Chronicles. It was an article on a Hobby Lobby clerk in Kansas who needed a service dog for PTSD and other things that she had going on. And she submitted a letter from her doctor that she needed this dog. She submitted this letter to, the HR department at Hobby Lobby. HR denied the dog because they said it was a safety hazard because the dog could break things, a customer could be allergic to the dog, or someone could trip over the dog. However, Hobby Lobby in Kansas has a policy that customers can have service dogs. So she went to work with the service dog. The manager said if she can't do her job without her service dog, then it's going to be job abandonment. She didn't go to work because she needed her service dog, and she got fired 3 days later. This person is now, I believe she has backing from, I'm not sure who she has backing from, but she is suing Hobby Lobby. So, Jeremy and I do want to discuss this. We want to discuss it a little bit. I have a thought that if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, right? If it's good enough for a customer to go in to the store with a service dog, if you're fine with that, then what is your problem with your employee having a service dog?
Yeah, I would agree with that. If the employee needs a service dog, the employee needs a service dog. You don't complain about customers needing service dogs, so you shouldn't complain about an employee needing one.
Exactly. I thought you were going to play devil's advocate here, Jeremy. Or is this one of those things, there's only one right side?
Yeah, there really is only one side to this. Why would I play a devil's advocate that the store would be okay?
You can't.
It's literal discrimination. There's nothing.
He's right. It really is. And their thing, like, oh, what if a customer is allergic? Well, what if the customer is allergic when another customer is in there for a service dog? What if a customer trips? Okay, what if a customer trips over anything, literally anything? I trip on my own feet on a regular basis. Like, come on. Or as far as things getting broken, again, service dogs are also well trained. They're not just jumping around the store like crazy dogs. They're well trained dogs. They're beyond well trained. They go through rigorous training to become service dogs. You don't just take a dog and slap a jacket on it and call it a service dog. There's intense training, and to deny, I think it's disgusting. I think it is. I really do. I think it's disgusting what the company did, and I think that this person has every right to sue. And I think Hobby Lobby should be ashamed of themselves. Like the HR, like the upper people in upper management should be looking at this article and like, oh my God, we messed up.
Yeah, well, they did. So, yeah, they should.
They really should. This is a slap in the face to the entire disability community. This is a slap in the face to anybody who's ever needed therapy or service dog, yes, there is a difference. And I don't know. I don't understand how, again, I don't understand. I don't understand how they can make a determination like that. Did they want this person fired for other reasons, and was this their easy outlet?
Maybe. I really don't know.
But at that, like I know, like, some companies have policies, but what is having a service dog how is it gonna hurt? You know, it's really, most circumstances it wouldn't. If I went to a store and my cashier had a service dog, I wouldn't think anything of it. I would think she had some kind of medical condition that this dog was going to alert us if she was going to have a medical emergency.
Yeah, that's exactly the point of a service dog.
That's what I would think was going to happen. And I would be like, okay, cool. You know, I don't understand. I just don't understand why this is. I think that they made a huge mistake, and I don't know, just disappointed in Hobby Lobby. That's all I have to say.
I concur.
So I don't know if it's all Hobby Lobbies or if it's just the ones in Kansas City.
Not even in Kansas City. It's in a
Kansas.
small town called Olathe, Kansas.
Oh. I don't know if it's all the Hobby Lobbies or if it's just the Kansas ones.
Don't even say that. It might not be the Kansas.
It might just be the small town one. Well, if it's HR from Hobby Lobby, it's probably
somebody in corporate then.
Or regional, yeah. So I don't know. I just disappointed in you, Hobby Lobby. You did the wrong thing. Shame on you. If anybody from Hobby Lobby is listening, we would love you to come on and give a comment, but also shame on you.
That's a little unfair because somebody listening who works for Hobby Lobby listening may agree with us.
I don't mean cashiers. I mean, like, corporate.
Yes, I understand the shame on you, but you're saying come on, but shame on you is
like
kind of...
The HR person or the CEO of Hobby Lobby, if they're listening.
Well, yes, shame on them. I agree with that. But you just said anybody listening. Come on.
No, not everybody who works there is bad. Yeah. It just, it's just your company made a bad decision. It happens. So, and we're also not telling people not to shop there or anything like that. You do whatever you want to do. You want to shop there, go for it. You want to boycott them, I don't care, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to Hobby Lobby. If we still need something, we'll still go to our local Hobby Lobby. It's been a while, but
we have a Michael's closer.
Also true.
And I don't even like going in craft stores at all, ever.
Well, the last time we went into a Hobby Lobby, you made me go. I'm just pointing that out.
That's because I was looking for something for you, for a decoration for you, a Disney sign.
Yes, but I didn't even want to go into Hobby Lobby then because I don't like craft stores.
I know. I don't either. Oh my God. I go into Michael's and I just get like anxiety attack over glitter. Usually I'm looking for picture frames. I'm just saying. Anyway, I digress because we're getting off topic. But yeah. So that's just, we just wanted to touch on that a little bit because when we see articles like that or when we hear stories like that that are things that hurt people in the disability community, that hurt caregivers, that hurt the elderly, we want to speak up and advocate for them because we wouldn't be doing our job on Caregiver Chronicles if we didn't.
No, we should always advocate for those who either can't or somebody hasn't, even if they have somebody else. But if we can extend the advocacy, we should.
Exactly. So the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is what we've got coming up because we've got some pretty big stuff coming up, huh?
Absolutely.
I'm really excited. Well, actually, let's talk about what we just had. We just had a great interview, like a great hysterical interview with Bobby Heglin. His book, Shit My Mama Says, was great. That interview really started dark. So if you started it and you kind of clicked off, go back and just listen to it all the way through because it started dark, but then it got great. It got funny. It got light.
Yeah, once we got actually to the book that he wrote about the shit his mama says, it got hysterical.
Yes. And, that's kind of like life sometimes. There's the best moments. Sometimes you realize how great they are because of the dark. the dark and the light and the light and the dark, that kind of thing. And that's really what that episode was. It really was the yin and yang of life, the darkness and the light and the light and the dark. Brian King, neurodivergence expert, that was a great interview too. I loved talking to Brian.
Yeah, he had some great stuff as well. Says different ends of the spectrum of what to experience, but still amazing stuff.
Yeah, really great. And then we also had on July 3rd, our Favorite interview aired, and Favorite is our sponsor, and that was just that was a really good interview too. It was really fun to chat with the girls, and it just felt nice. It just felt really nice. Lisa and Shannon are just great people, and it was just nice, and I don't know. I'm so proud I get to work with them. I'm excited that I get to work with them. They've helped my family so much, and the fact that we can spread the word about Favorite and what they're doing is, again, just another privilege we have with this platform.
Yes, they do wonderful things for people in Connecticut, and we're happy to get the word out about them because they've been great for us, and they'll be great for other people as well.
And we would love to see this program become expanded in more states, because right now it's just in Connecticut. There's similar programs launching in other states here and there, but wouldn't it be great if everywhere had this?
From our perspective, I think so.
Yes. But coming up, we have some really great stuff. We have next week we have an interview with Elton and Lakita Higgs. Their daughter. This will be a first time for me where we talk about Huntington's disease on Caregiver Chronicles. I think it's been mentioned in past episodes briefly, but I really learned so much about it through this interview and through their book and their story. They were just the sweetest couple. They're just this really sweet elderly couple, and their story really, really tugs at your heart when you hear it. And so I highly, highly recommend not missing that one. You haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet. I'm going to be editing it soon. But,
you'll need a box of tissues.
Well, go to the store and get some.
It's you might cry. I don't know. I don't cry very easily, but you might cry with this one. This one's good. It had me a few moments almost get watery-eyed. And that says a lot for me because I don't cry much. We also have oh my God, I can't even believe I'm saying this. We have our 100th episode coming up.
Woohoo!
After that. So if you have any questions, concerns, or comments that you want to share, mostly just questions or comments for us for our 100th episode, we would love to hear it. We would love to hear your feedback, or if you have any questions for us. I know we talked about that a little bit before. You can send them to us via audio clip or just, via question format for caregiverchroniclespod@gmail.com. I am going to try really hard not to look at the questions beforehand. I think I'll have Jeremy organize them, so when we get asked questions, I know I'm going to see some of them beforehand. I can't not, because it's...
I was going to say, most people are going to email you directly, so...
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to try to, when I see questions, I'm going to try to make sure that I just forward it to Jeremy and that we get it in one place. I want to be as candid and as honest as possible with any question that we get asked, because I don't like sugarcoating stuff sometimes, and that's not what we're going to do. We're going to say it like it is with whatever question we get. So hit us with the hard ones, right?
Hit us with your best shot.
Yeah. Fire away. So I sincerely apologize to everybody who's listening who has to deal with the cheesiness in these family updates. Anyway, I hope our 100th episode is not this cheesy.
I hope it is.
Anyway, we have Ann Page from Beautiful Speech Life. I am so excited. That was such a great interview, too. And then another episode we have coming up following that is Nancy Poland, who's the author of Dancing with Louie. So we have some incredibly great interviews coming up. We have some, I can't even believe we have our 100th episode. Our first episode was recorded in our truck. And now...
On our phone.
On our cell phone. We had no mic. We had no office. Well, we have a fancy office now. It's not even fancy.
We have an office now.
We have an office now. And a microphone.
Yes. We have 2 microphones, actually.
We do. We're living the good life. And we went from recording in my truck, literally just venting about burnout, to here we are. And we've had some amazing guests over, 2 years and 100 episodes. It's just incredible. It's incredible what this has become. So, I can't wait to reflect back and have questions and comments and whatever else for our 100th episode. I'm so excited. So I just want to say that, and I want to thank you all so much for listening. And if you like us, love us, and you want to support us, we would love it if you gave us a rating or a review. If you'd like, share and subscribe to our podcast, all of that would be great. Reviews make me feel great when I see them. I know they make Jeremy feel good too. They remind us that we're not doing this for nothing.
Yes, we really enjoy those.
But also anytime you share or subscribe to us, or share us with a friend or whatever, that means a lot too. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for your support, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.